Tyler Perry needs to be locked up. Lock him up. Because he is doing this on purpose. He can only write one type of movie, and it is black women getting abused. So buckle up your seatbelt. Today we're going to be talking about Divorce in the Black. Start with Megan Good's character. She is the good Christian wife, Ava. And then we have one of Tia Tamara's, I don't know which one, ex-husband, I think his name's Corey, but he's playing Dallas, who is the abusive husband. We open up at a funeral where Dallas's brother just died, and it was because a grandma at the church was getting robbed by him and she shot him. I said, okay, grandma, get down to business. That's what I'm talking about. The pastor is actually Ava's father and Dallas' father-in-law. He's the pastor for this funeral. And he's just basically going off on the Bertrand family. That's Dallas's family. They're a mess. They're just criminals. They're hoodlums. They're tearing up the town. So he's like, well, your brother is in hell. And for the brothers that are alive, you guys should switch your ways unless you want to be with your brother. I said, dang. We doing this at the funeral? This was not the time to do that, pastor. And while the pastor is digging into the Bertrand family, the crowd is cheering. The pastor is airing all their dirty laundry, said the whole family dropped out at 5th grade. I said, can you drop out at 5th grade? Don't they call like CPS? The only one who did graduate from high school is Ava's husband, Dallas. Hey guys, editor Mia here. So somehow the file got corrupted from my phone to my laptop, the transfer. This is the only part that got messed up though. So I'm just gonna fill you in on like the last 10 seconds of the movie that you missed. So the mom has enough of this disrespect and she started getting on Ava like, I thought you said your dad was gonna say something nice about my son. I knew you were a lie, Ava. But then the pastor claps back. He said, you should actually be thanking my daughter and my family because we're the ones who paid for this funeral and got you the clothes that you're wearing right now. She's like, all right, bet. She takes off her hat, starts unbuttoning her shirt, takes it off and throws it at the pastor's wife, Ava's mom. Y'all, we are reaching max ignorance here. But you're all cast up. That's just a little bit of ignorance. Just wait. But enjoy the rest of the video. Bye. She tells her 4 boys, they used to be 5, to go get Cody, the one who died, and go take him out the church. And so they start getting up, you know, they grab the casket. She said, no, the body. The body? She said, well, they paid for the casket, so she don't want them coming back saying nothing about that. So they opened up the casket, they carry his dead body out the church, and they put him in the back of a pickup truck. Do you see him? He rolling around the back of the pickup truck. So that's the first 5 minutes of this movie. So just see what you're in for with this movie, okay? So after, you know, that whole fiasco, Ava's like, Dad, why did you do all that? That was a mess. And he's like, well, I couldn't help myself. This family been terrorizing us for years and years, and I had to say something because they're not gonna come to church otherwise. And while they're talking, the dad's like, do you have no standards? Because I raised you better than that. Why are you going around hanging out with him, Dallas? And you married him? And then the mom's like, yeah, we must have failed you because we did not teach you to do this. But then Ava comes back and like, no, you always be preaching to be a good wife, to stay in the marriage, da-da-da. So Ava goes to check up on Dallas. Dallas went back to his family's house and they had buried Cody, the dead brother, in their front lawn. Then the mom's like, this is where I said we should bury them with the rest of the Bertrands. So you have your whole family, like dead family, in your yard? Like, oh, that's my Uncle John. Oh, Aunt Tamara. She goes to check up on Dallas. Dallas is in the truck getting drunk. So she goes in there, she tries to talk to him, she's trying to touch him. He's like, no, get away from me, woman. And then he said, get out the truck, actually. No, Dallas, like, no. She's like, well, I will drag you out this truck. You know I will. You know what Ava does? Ava get up out that truck and she leaves. So she gets up out that truck and then she goes to her car. She waits in the car for Dallas to come out. She falls asleep. She wakes up and the mom is knocking on her window like, what you doing outside in my front yard? Oh, I'm waiting for Dallas. And she like, Dallas left. She said, where did Dallas go? Mama said, I ain't telling you nothing. I said, okay. Why are you making this harder for me? I'm trying to help your son, your hoodlums. So I guess she figures out where Dallas is. Dallas is at the bar, of course, getting more drunk, his brothers, and all the brothers are disrespectful. This is crazy, Ava, that you're putting up with this. So she's like, Dallas, let's go. Dallas was like, no. But the other brother's like, okay, listen to your wife. I got this. I'll send him out in a second. So Ava goes to the car, but while she's walking to the car, she sees an old friend, Benji. And you know who Benji's gonna be? The savior. I'm gonna be the good man that you should have got. Benji's like, oh, how have you been? They're catching up. But as they're talking, the Bertrands come out. Dallas and his brothers come out. And they're like, oh, what's up, Benji? You remember when we put you in the hospital all those years ago? And they put him in the hospital, I think, when they were 17. They jumped him or something. So they about to fight him again. And I'm like, okay, Benji, you might be. Benji's tall. Benji's a big guy. But, I mean, 4-on-1... I don't think you win in that. So they about to fight. They about to jump. Well, not fight. They about to jump him, but then the bar owner comes out, shoots his shotgun in the air. It's like, we're not doing this tonight. It's like, yes, thank you. I had to side with the white man with the gun. I mean, my gosh. So Benji goes back to his truck and Ava and Dallas are about to leave, but Dallas gets on the driver's side and Ava's like, what are you doing? Because I ain't dying tonight because you want to drink and drive. No. She's trying to fight Dallas for the keys. The other brother comes by and she's like, you want to lose another brother? So the other brother, I don't know his name. We can call him Fred. Fred comes over there and he's beating up on his brother. He said, said, you need to know your place. You need to know the hierarchy. I said, what type of sibling relationship is this? He said, bow to me. I said, bow to you. What type of sibling? I have older siblings. I don't know what this is. But Ava gets the keys, goes in the driver's side. Fred hemming up Dallas, taking him to the passenger side. And then they drive back home to Atlanta. It's about an hour and a half, hour 15 minutes, they say. But they get back home, and during that night, Ava's asleep and she looks over. Dallas isn't in the bed next to her. So she goes to check on him, and he's in the bathroom leaning by the toilet. I guess he's throwing up in the toilet. He has a come to Jesus moment, I guess. And then that's like, oh, I don't know why you with me, Ava. I ain't nothing. Ava's like, no, I know you have a good heart. There's a good man in there. Ava, girl, you don't wake up and leave. He's talking about he ain't nothing. If he's telling you he ain't nothing, leave. But I guess while he's drunk, he had a little bit of realization like, oh, I'm not doing right by my wife. So she starts to see a little glimpse of the old him, or I don't know, the good heart that he has, whatever. Ava, you don't get up out here and leave. And what's that phrase? Drunk thoughts are sober words. I don't know if I said that right. Next day she goes to work and she's coming home. Dallas and Ava have a double date with one of her friends, Rona and Jim. And they're supposed to leave at 7. It's 5. She said, like, give me 45 minutes. I'll be right out. Let me just take a shower real quick, get cleaned up, get dressed. She come back early and she's like, Dallas, I'm ready. Dallas, where are you? Dallas left her. Yo, Doug got up in that car. He said, girl, I'm not waiting. And he left. I guess he just wanted to be in the venue early or something, because the reservation's not till 7. But Rona and Jim are already in the restaurant. I'm like, okay, so was the reservation not for that time? But we see cut to Dallas. Dallas is in the restaurant. As always, he's in a constant state of drunkenness. He sits down. He's like, waiter, give me another drink. Give me another drink, waiter. He yelling all up in that restaurant. So Rona, the friend, is like, where's Ava? Where's my girl at? So she gets up, calls Ava. Ava is like, oh, okay, it's fine. I'm pulling up now. They go meet each other. Rona is hot. Like, you left my friend at the house? And Ava's like, oh, it's fine. Like, it's not a problem. Don't be angry. If I'm not angry, you shouldn't be angry. I'm like, girl, the standards are in dirt, are in the ground. They could not get lower right now. But during the dinner, Dallas is cutting up. He talking to Jim's wife, crazy Rona. Jim not doing enough for me. Jim, I'm like, stand up and do something. Because we not having dinner. I don't care if he's your friend or not. We not having dinner with him. And we're leaving. Jim standing here like, bro, don't talk to my wife that way. Or, bro, stop it. Sir, do something. Or we're leaving. Like, let's just leave. Dallas is still acting a mess. He says, I want a divorce. I want a divorce. He said, black women ain't nothing. I said, what? Where did that shot come from? Where did that straight come from? But okay. Like, Ava, you free. Like, run for the hills. Get out of here. You're free. Go. Jump for joy. And Ava looks sad, y'all. Ava, for real, she's getting in the car later that night. She's crying with her friend. She's sad. She's like, I wasted my best years on him. I'm like, girl, yes you did, because this was a waste of your time. They make it to her house, and her friend is like, hey, I wrote all the bad things that Dallas has done to you since I've known you on a paper. Here you go. And I know Tyler Perry loves this trope. Write all down the bad, the good, and stuff. Because he did that in Why Did I Get Married? He loved that trope. I don't know if he heard it from someone. She's like, no, girl, I don't need that. Like, lived it. Like, I don't need the letter. But she takes it. Her friend leaves. And so then she goes back home that night. Her parents here in the morning. And she's like, y'all, Dallas wants to divorce me. She's like, I tried everything. I cooked. I cleaned. I'm like, the first two was I cooked, I cleaned? Why did you start with those two? I mean, you did everything. She goes on a run, she cries, and then when she comes back home for that run, her mom has the letter that the friend gave her with all the bad things on there. And the mama is crying. She didn't know all this. She's like, he spit on you, he beating on you. I said, he spit on you? And I guess beating gets worse. He beating on you? She crying. She's like, I have literally failed you. I went out in the church trying to help everyone else. I didn't help my own daughter. I said, told you I'm proud of you more. What is going on? Because I did not raise you to be like this. I'm like, okay, something definitely happened in her childhood. Did we taking this? Spitting on you? Beating on you? No. But the mom is like, your dad cannot find out about this, because if she does, he gonna tear Dallas up. So he cannot find out about this. So the dad comes in and he's like, hey, what's up? Like, what y'all crying about? Because they both crying now because they're reading all these horrible stuff. She's like, we're on our period. He's like, you still got period? I said, yeah, for real. How old are you? 68, 70? Like, how old are you? Because ain't no way you still got period. But we off the point. He leaves the room after that. I'm like, okay, sir, I need you to do a little bit more inquiring. Saying you on your period shied you away. You have a daughter and a wife, that's it. No boys in the house. You should be very used to this right now. The dad's like, hey, Ava, like, go to the store with me. I just want to spend a little time together with my daughter. You know, you back home. She didn't really want to, but she's like, okay, I'll spend some time with my dad. And while she's there, she sees Benji again. And the dad set them up. They having a little talk and stuff. I said, why are your parents trying to set you up and I got divorced yesterday? What do you mean you're trying to set me up with a new man? Can I have some time to myself? I've been married to this man I don't know how many years. He's been beating on me, spitting on me, all this stuff. And you trying to set me up? But her dad don't know that. But why are you still trying to set someone up right after a divorce? The papers aren't been filed yet. We not even officially divorced. But they hit out. They just reconnected a a little bit, like, how you doing? You know, we got cut off short a little bit. She tells them I'm getting a divorce. Benji also has had a divorce. That's really it. Like, she goes to the car. But it's the next day, and now they're at church. You know, dad, pastor's preaching and stuff. He calling out his daughter in the stands, like, leave something behind. If God set you free from something, leave it in the past. Really calling out his daughter in the stands. And during that, Benji sitting behind her, we see a little clip. I'm like, okay, that was a little creepy, a little mysterious. But they have a little praise break during the sermon. I said, dang. And Ava looked destroyed. Hallelujah. Say louder, say louder. A little praise break while she out here about to break down. After the sermon, they have a little bake sale, and Ava goes to her mom. She's helping her with her mom. Does the whole town know that I'm getting a divorce? Like, I came here yesterday. You told everyone my business. No, your dad had the sermon prepared a week in advance. Like, that's just how the Lord works. But then Benji comes up again to Ava and her mom and goes to Ava's mom. It's like, hey, would you buy some cookies if I give you $20 for my daughter's stand because the cookies dry as I don't know what? They dry. And she's like, I guess, like, I don't like to give children false hope. I said, dang. False hope? She said, I don't like to give children false hope, but I'll go do it for you. So the mom, again, is trying to set them up. But Benji and Ava talk a little bit. Ava's like, I cannot do this right now. So she leaves and she goes to where her mom was, which is at Benji's table. And she gets a cookie from the daughter and she eats that cookie. That cookie dry. She's choking on the cookie, y'all. Benji walks up again, gives her a water bottle, like, here you go. It's like, girl, I told you it was dry. Why are you eating my daughter's cookie? I told you. But they start talking again. Ava's like, hey, like, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. Thanks for, I don't know, coming up and talking to me or reconnecting or whatever, but I'm not ready to be in a relationship. The papers are not filed yet, y'all. Like, bro, leave me alone. Can I get 5 minutes to myself? You keep following me everywhere. Can you leave me alone? Because it's getting a little weird now. Later that night, the dad's like, oh, I want to show you something, Ava. They go through old videos of Ava, like her doing her track, her doing the spelling bee, like going through the years. And then they stop on her wedding. And in her wedding, she's up at the altar with Dallas. And the mom walks up and knocks the flowers out her hand during the ceremony. Then Dallas walks off. So if this is my wedding and you come up to me on the altar and you knock the flowers out my hand, we're going to have to fight. If you do anything at my wedding out of line, we're going to have to fight. Like, what is going on? No. Ain't nobody do nothing. I'm like, okay, jump on her back, something, I don't know, take her down. But that's me personally. And that girl's about to be your wife, so you need to get in order and treat her right. Like, what? How you letting your mom disrespect her like this? But, you know, he didn't care about her. Dad has a heart-to-heart with Ava, like, you know, we did not raise you like this. I showed you every day how I treated your mom and how he is supposed to treat you, how he's supposed to treat a wife. And this is not it, so just leave him. You're gonna be okay. Let's move on. So now they go to the fair to get her mind off stuff. And I always wanted to go to a fair, y'all. I've never been to a fair. They look so fun. But this fair did actually look a little pathetic. It looked a little sad. But fairs look so fun. And you know who's at the fair? Benji's at the fair again. He has this farm animal, so he brought them in for like a petting zoo thing. That was sweet. Daughter is with her mom right now for the weekend. So Ava's like, oh, okay, can we talk? So they go to the back of his pickup truck in the middle of nowhere and they're reminiscing about the old days, and they have a whole exposition dump or a whole plot dump. I don't know. They're really trying to move the story on, trying to give us a lot of background at one time. They're talking. He says, you're safe anywhere that I'm with you. That's a quote from the movie. And Ava is getting drunk at this point and she's like, hey, I've never been with anyone but Dallas. I want to hook up with you tonight. She says, make love. I said, ooh, okay. I want to make love with you tonight. I feel uncomfortable saying that. That's just like, ew. I don't like that. But Benji says no and kisses her on her forehead and says, we do this now, it's just gonna be like you want revenge because of what Dallas did to you. I want you to only be thinking about me. I said, ew. Okay. I know that's supposed to be like sweet and stuff. It grows me out. It grows me out. I didn't like that at all. Ugh. But they don't do anything and she falls asleep on the back of his truck, and then I don't know, he's sitting like making a fire or something. He takes her back home. Like, why'd you make a fire? But cool for you. And then takes her back home. But Dallas actually gets a photo on his phone, and it's a photo of Benji and Ava hanging out at the fair. I said, so we got snitches around. Who sent that photo? And who was taking a photo like that? They seem pretty close. Is there a media team walking around? Because the photo is of them too. And how they get that shot of them. But whatever. And when Dallas got that photo, he's with his brothers, and first like, yes, he's always been cheating on you. Like, Benji's always been with her. I'm like, who? Okay, so we just making stuff up now. Because who told you that? And that does look suspicious. It's been like one day you already with him. So I get that. But you get a divorce anyway, so it's not your problem. So now Ava has gone home. She left the farm, went back to Atlanta, and she's at work. And you know, Dallas shows up acting ignorant as ever. He's yelling, talking about, you better sign these divorce papers. You were supposed to sign this. Sign it tomorrow. Okay, sir. Lower your voice. Security, I would not be doing security. 911 would do it on the phone with a quickness. But Rona and Ava work at the same place. So Rona stands up to him. She's like, I don't care. I don't give a F about this job. B And so he leaves. I said, okay, Rona, dang. Rona, she don't care. She leaves and she goes to sign those divorce papers, as she should. And the lawyer's like, oh, are you sure? Like, make sure you're sure about this. She's like, I'm sure. I read them. I'm sure. She said, where do I sign? And she signed all the papers and she leaves. Benji's mad because she looked happy during the divorce. Anyone would look happy to get divorced to you. Okay. But after that, she goes with her friend and she's like, oh, okay, just come inside real quick. And they threw her a divorce party. And Benji is here. Benji, this is getting creepy at this point. Why did you drive all the way from Atlanta to come to my divorce party? Bro, I like a man who shows you that he wants you, but like, dang, give her a little space now. It's been, what, 3 days? A week? Maybe. But Dallas shows up to the divorce party and Jim goes outside because that's his house, and Jim and Rona's house, and he's like, bro, you gotta go. And he's like, you having a party in there? And he closes the door. He's like, bro, it's none of your business, leave my house. Dallas leaves, party's over, and Ava and Benji go back to her place, and Ava was like, well, I'm really appreciative that you didn't take advantage of me on that truck a few nights ago, like you could have. I was drunk. And he's like, it was by the grace of God I didn't sleep with you that night. Okay, I don't think that sounds as good as you thought it does. But okay. And she's like, okay, well, I should get going. She's like, well, I have a guest room. I'm not trying to make advances at you. If you want to stay there, that's totally fine. And he's like, oh, well, the guest room ain't gonna work. He says, I want to sleep with you in your bed with you. I'm like, oh. Everything about this just disgusts me. I don't know what to say. Everything about this is just disgusting me. Okay, I just don't think this is coming off as he thinks it's coming off. Like, Tyler Perry thinks it's like, oh, like, this is romantic. Like, oh, yes. No, I'm disgusted. I'm creeped out. I don't like this. And can I just say, I watched this with my mom, my dad, and my grandma. So, we should turn that thing off early in this movie when we said take the bite out the casket, but we did finish watching this, so I knew I had to talk about this. They hook up, and the next morning Ava's getting ready for work. She walks downstairs and Dallas is in her house. She said, I changed the locks, how you get in here? He said, don't worry about the locks, you ain't got to worry about locks, I get in. He said, it's my house. I said, what? Sir, get out. 911 would have been on the phone. But Dallas like, I'm willing to give you another shot, like, I forgive you, we can try to fix this. She's like, no, I'm not taking this anymore. You pushed a good woman too far. Girl, okay, it's been a week. I don't know where all this self-confidence came from. You've been married to him for years, but I just wish we could have had this a little bit sooner. But now after that week, she changed everything. She said, you get out my house. And Dallas is not listening. He's like, I'm gonna go take a shower. I'm gonna go to sleep. Like, this is my house. I'm gonna go in my car, get my stuff. So he started walking up the stairs. I said, Ava, right now you should be telling Benji, hey, like, a man's coming up there. Maybe wake him up because he in bed sleep. So Dallas get up in that room and see Benji in his bed. It's like, what is going on here? So Dallas takes a cheap shot. Benji is asleep in the bed. Dallas clock him in the back of the head. And Ava does yell at Benji a little bit too late. Like, he's really hitting him in the action. So they get up, they start fighting. Dallas gets a few punches in. Then Benji gets a few punches in. But then Benji picks him up some type of way and like cracks his back on the back of a closet. I said, dang. I know he's gonna be walking funny after that. Like, I know that hurt. Then Benji chokes him out like there's some type of, move. He goes to sleep. And then Ava starts dragging his body very slowly. She's like, no, I got this. Through the living room, out the front door. And then she asks Benji for some help. And he puts Benji in his truck. And then Ava slaps him a few times. I'm like, good. Do not come back. I said, how embarrassing, Dallas. In your own house, you just got beat up. You went unconscious. They dragged you outside the house. You woke up, you even know you're in your car now. I mean, this is embarrassing by her new man. It's only been a week since y'all been divorced. I mean, this is sad. So now Ava goes to work and Rona looks outside. She's going into work too. And she sees Dallas is outside their job. So she called her man. She said, Jim, go get your friend because he's outside my job. His face all tore up. He bloody. I said, yeah, that's what Benji did. But she said, come get your man and take him. So Jim gets him and he's like, hey, what are you doing here? Like, leave the office. So he leaves. But he's like, you betraying me too, man? You knew she was cheating on me? You didn't say anything? All this stuff. Like, he going through psychosis or something. I don't know what's going on. Too many drugs, too many drinks, something like that. But he started getting hot at Jim. Like, Jim, you traitor. Like, you knew she was cheating on me, all this stuff. Rona tells Ava, and Rona's like, hey, you need to get a restraining order on this man. But, he has to do something first for those restraining orders to really work. She's like, no, it's fine. Like, he's not gonna do anything. Like, he just needs to calm down. I'm like, he just got beat up by your new man. You don't think he's gonna do anything? And he knows where you live because that's his old house. And he just broke in this morning. Why are we rushing this off? He clearly don't like you because he never liked you. And he clearly don't like your new man. So Benji has come back to the farm and he sees that all his animals are dead. And they have been poisoned by something. He said, oh my gosh, like, it's Dallas. So he calls the cops. And the cops are like, oh, we need proof. You ain't got no proof. We can't do nothing about it. I said, okay, strike one for the cop so far. But the cops don't do nothing. All his animals animals are dead, he calls Ava, tells Ava like, hey, don't worry, but like your old man just killed all my animals. I feel like that's a sign to worry. Don't say like, don't worry, I should be worried. Like he's killing things now. No, I don't care if it's by poison or what. We're not doing this. Ava's dad finds out about Dallas breaking into her house, so he goes all the way back up to Atlanta. So these people are driving like an hour and 30 minutes. Every time I say they're going these two different places, they're driving an hour and 30 minutes to get here. So I don't know how we're doing this. I don't know. They got a lot of gas money, I guess, because gas is crazy right now. But Ava's dad drives up there. He changes all the locks and gives her like 4 guns. She's like, you need to put this all around the house. Like we could not be playing with him. So he gives like a shotty and a pistol and all these different things. Now he drives back home and Ava's mom is at the grocery store and you know she's shopping, la 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 la, and then Dallas pulls up. I said, Dallas, how are you getting through this? This is an hour and a half drive. How's everyone getting back and forth from this place? But he pulls up and he starts pressing the mom, stops her shopping cart like you knew your daughter was cheating on me, yelling at her, and there's a worker right there and the worker is not doing anything. She's like, you watch your mouth. I'm a woman of God. Girl, I see what you're doing right here, but this is not the time to do this. This man is trying to harm you. So then he grabs her arm, grabs her by the shirt, threatening her, all this stuff. And then she runs away. She's like, you devil. So now everyone getting involved. He going after the mama. He driving off. He killing animals. Like he going crazy. So he does actually yell at the worker out there that's supposed to go get help. Like, girl, you see me getting attacked by this man, harassed by this man, and you are standing here not doing nothing. And he's like, what are you looking at? Don't do nothing. And then he knocks over a singular ramen noodles. I would have been so dramatic. He said, nah, just the one ramen noodles cup. Get out of here. What did the mama do to get out there? She just shopping in Walmart. If I get pressed in Walmart, if someone comes up to me in Walmart and the clerks don't do nothing, like no one helps me, I would be, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Because I would have been run out of that store though. If a man come up to me acting crazy, I would have been gone. I'm telling y'all, I would have been gone. Out of here. But now Dallas is somehow back up in Atlanta the same day, and Ava, Jim, Benji, Rona are all hanging out, like having a little double date now, I guess. And Dallas shows up because he's like, oh, I'm just here to see my friends. But he's like, oh, what is she doing here? Like, you still betrayed me. Like, he's still going on the betrayed thing. I'm like, sir, yeah, we're in the same spot as we were before. Yes, he still betrayed you. Why are you showing up to his house then if he betrayed you? So Jim is like, you need to leave my house. She already ordered a restraining order, so you're not allowed to be here. So Rona calls the cops. You're in violation of your restraining order. And he's like, I got fired from my job today. What am I supposed to do now? Ava again all bold, like, you need to leave. He's like, you all bold because you got your man behind you. I'm like, yes, that's a big guy. And he already beat you up once. I don't know why you came back for more. That's crazy. You came back for seconds. Crazy. As Jim is telling Dallas to leave, Dallas like, oh, okay, since you betrayed me, let me air out all your dirty laundry. Does Rona know that you cheated on her with Kelly? He's kind of silent, but she's like, yeah, I knew. I don't know if she actually knew, y'all, but she kept a poker face. And she's like, well, did you know that they've been messing around for a few years now? For a while now. That one, I don't know if she knew that one. He's like, no, you lying. Like, we haven't been doing that. I said, ooh, messy. Now we get side character flaw. Okay, messy. Y'all gonna talk about this later, but Dallas goes, but Ava's like, no, like I should stay, like let's not let him ruin our night. I'm like, Ava, are you like tone deaf? Or she just found out that her man has been cheating on her for a while now. And her friend is saying, no, like, we're fine. Like, can you leave? So Ava and Benji leave. Rona is like, have you been cheating on me? Because Rona did actually know that Jim did cheat on her with Kelly that one time. He's like, no, I told you right after we cheated. Like, it was that one time. And he's like, well, Dallas said y'all been cheating for a little while. No, don't believe him. Like, he's lying. He's a liar. Don't believe him. And I don't know, y'all. He already cheated. That's hard. Once you lose people's trust, it's hard to get it back now. And I don't know. You're already willing to go cheat and break the relationship, break the marriage up. I don't know if I trust him. What do y'all think? I think he might have cheated more than the one time. But then that was it, really all we get from them. We don't find out if he cheated more. She's just like, I don't know if I can trust you right now. That's it. So the dad makes it back home and the mom's like, oh, like I had dinner ready for you. She's trying to act like nothing happened at that grocery store because she know her husband gonna go get in trouble. And he comes back with a shotgun and a gun. So you weren't gonna tell me what happened today? He put your hands on you? So he's hot. So he's gonna pay a visit to the Bertrand. He looking for Dallas. So the mom is freaking out. The mom is like, oh my gosh, like, no, don't do this. You are going to die. I'm like, yes, they're about to jump you, sir. You're like 80 and you're trying to go fight this young man. She thinks the right decision in this moment is to call her daughter. So Ava's like, hey, what's up, mom? What's going on? And the mom is freaking out. Your father is going to get himself killed. Ava's like, oh, okay, we'll be there in an hour and 15 minutes. Why are you calling your daughter? What is she supposed to do? If I get there and I show up, I'm like, what do you want me to do? You want me to fight all 4 brothers? What? Call the cops. Your husband might get arrested because he is the aggressor right now, but we see why he's the aggressor. But I don't know why you calling Ava at this moment. I'd be like, mom, call the cops. I can't help you. I'm out. I'm in Atlanta. Your dad gonna be dead at that time. Like, your dad gonna be beat up on the floor bloody. Your daughter has been been getting beat up by this man for years, being abused by this man for years. What do you think she's gonna do? So her and Benji, they just left the party, so they're driving down to the farm again. I don't know what they're going to do, but we cut back to the dad. The dad shows up to the Bertrand family. The mom's like, what you doing on my yard? He's like, I'm looking for your son Dallas. Dallas walks from behind the tree all mysterious. I'm like, okay, have you been waiting there? Like, what you doing behind the tree though? And he's like, what you gonna do, old man? Shoot me. And I'm like, sir, you came with a shotgun. You're not shooting him. You have a clear shot. So I don't know what is your purpose here. I mean, I clearly don't want to be a murderer, but I don't know what your purpose was going here and just to talk to him or something, because he's clearly not here to talk. So I'm like, okay, so you either have one choice, is to shoot him or leave. He's not a talking guy. Dad takes a shot at the ground, I guess, to scare Dallas. Dallas ain't scared. The dad pulls the gun up at Dallas. Dallas still ain't scared. So Dallas is like, shoot me. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3. And so while he's counting, he's like, 1. The other brothers show up behind the dad. He says, 2, 3. And when he says 3, the other brother shoots the dad in the leg. And then they jump him, y'all. They beat him up pretty bad. The dad is severely beat up and he's shot. And then Ava and Benji finally make it after that hour and 15-minute drive. No one during this time that your father has been gone for an hour and 15 minutes, the wife, Ava, no one thought to call the cops. They make it to the Bertrand house. The father is now in his truck, so I guess they moved him to his truck while he was asleep or unconscious, getting beat up. Take him to the hospital. He's in the hospital now. He's still out cold. Cops show up at the hospital. They're like, hey, we can't prosecute the Bertrand family unless the dad can tell us who beat him up. So the dad is currently unconscious because he just got beat up. But the cops are like, hey, we can't do nothing about that unless he tells us himself that he beat him up. So I'm like, oh, okay. So someone clearly beat him up. And the only place he went to was the Bertrand family. So the Bertrand family clearly beat him up. Clearly see that this man has a gunshot wound. His daughter found him at the Bertrand family house when he was beat up, but we can't arrest them because we don't have any proof from the actual victim. I said, what? So while the mom and Benji are talking to the cops, Ava dips out real quick. After another hour and 15-minute drive, she calls Dallas on the phone on her way back home. She's like, yeah, Benji's a real man. So she's trying to get him mad. And so when she gets to her house, we hear a crash, and Dallas broke the window of the house and she got in, and he's walking up. She's chilling. She's still drinking her wine, like whatever. They start speaking. He's like, I always knew you've been cheating on me, like you're a cheater. She's like, no, I've been a good wife, but you pushed me too far and you shouldn't have done that. And so he gets up, he backhand slaps her. The favorite move by abusers, it seems to be a movie. A backhand slaps her, she flies out the chair. And these backhand slaps must be hard, because these women be flying from a backhand slap. Never been slapped by a back of a hand. So I can't speak on that. Never want that. So we're good on that one. She's like, oh, that's all you got? That's all you got? He slaps her again. And she's like, that's it? Like, you hit like a little girl. He's like, no, I almost broke my hand on your face. I said, dang, okay. So then he throws her across the kitchen counter. Now she's like, this was always my plan. Now I have the bruises, so I can go to the cops and get you arrested. And so she grabs her phone. She calls the cops. I'm like, thank you for calling the cops. It's crazy that you had to go out your way to get injured to actually get help for this. But then she picks up her shotgun that her dad gave her and gets it on the floor behind the counter. And he's like, shoot me. And he starts to move. And so she shoots him. I mean, you asked to be shot. That's it for him. That's a wrap. We lost 2 Bertrand brothers in the same movie. R.I.P. to the Bertrands. Y'all were not good people. Okay. But she gets checked out by the cop. No need for the cops now because she took care of Dallas herself. So it's a happy ending, I guess. And they get the father out the hospital. And while they're leaving the hospital, the Bertrand family is just for some reason standing in the hallway of a hospital. And it's like, this is not over. You killed my son. And Ava's like, let it be over. Because you don't want to lose no more son. So were y'all just staying in the hospital? Wait, are you waiting for someone? Like, what's going on? Because Dallas is gone. So I don't know what you're doing here in the hospital. Someone get them. Someone get them. Security, take them out. You cannot be standing in the hospital hallway for no reason. And then we fade to black. I mean, that was just a classic Tyler Perry fail. You know, the ignorance is at its peak. The ghetto-ness is at its peak. We have really hit new levels of trash movie. He's making these movies booty on purpose. He has made, it's gotta be at least like 10 of the same movies. He keeps making them. Someone needs to stop him. Someone has to stop him. Older movies, I feel like they used to be okay, but now he keeps doing them. And I think the movie could be good if he got a new writer, new producer, new director. And I think it could be a really good movie. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate if you liked and subscribed, and leave a comment down below your favorite Tyler Perry movie. The more ignorant, the better. Bye.